Hello, hello. Just making sure everything's all clear, making sure everything's all good. You guys hear me? Everyone, that was quick. Well, hello. Can everyone hear me? Just double checking everything's all good from this end. And if so, we are ready to go. Just letting the room fill up a little bit as well, as per. Just checking the room. Yep, good, good, good. Can you see everything as well? Just gonna move the screen a little bit for all of you. There we go, there we go. Right, can you guys see the screen moving? Can you see the other trend line as well? I just want to check that you can see all of the movement, everything's all good. The room's filling up nicely, bear with me a second. Just want to drop the link into Telegram as well, keep everyone updated. Perfect. Good, everything's running smooth, just double checking. Lovely. You see everything, you hear everything. That's always a good sign. That's always a very good sign. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Right. Let's move these charts. Let's clear this up. And we're going to get ready for a very nice market breakdown, discussion, you name it, whatever you guys want. The chat's working good. The picture's looking good. Why do you have an effect on the vocals? There's no effect. I'm just in a room which is rather echoey, but it's giving it that nice Hollywood touch. Got that cinematic view. Johnny boy in the building. We've got some familiar faces as per. Good, good, good. Just letting the room fill up, guys, a bit more. It's good to see everyone here. Good, good, good. Comments, guys, let the comments come through first of all before we even get started. There we go, just reading the comments. Right, guys, here's what we're going to do. First of all, I need to see who actually caught those trades today. Who caught the Ether trades or the BTC trades? And if not, who caught any of the trades altogether? We've had a crazy, crazy day. So let me know who's actually caught any of those movements. It'll be good to see. Thoughts on the halving? We'll get through on the halving as well. $150. No comment. No comment. $150. We'll leave. We'll leave that for another day. Let me just let's see who got the trades first. It's more important. Very good. Good to see loads of you. There's a lot of people. The codes, don't worry, they're coming. Caught F. That's a lot of people catching F. A lot of you. Very good to see. Nice. I'll get these charts set up in a sec as well. Let's get the fib set up as per. I always like to do fresh charts when I'm with you guys because it just makes life easier. And you can all copy me and actually work in synchronization with myself as well. So it makes life a lot easier. Instead of me having it all preset, you can actually just move in synchronization with me. So Loads and loads and loads of comments. Very good. 360 people in here so far. See if we can get that number up a little bit. Let's see if we can get to 400 before we start. That would be great if we can pull that one off. Just kicked out the Uber customer for this. Whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, you don't want to be getting no 1-star ratings because of me. That's not fair on the customer, but fair enough. If they want to have to, if they have to walk home in the rain or snow, then let it be. We're here for a live. It's their fault. Okay. Room's filling up nicely. I got more wrecked by Christmas than Mitch. Yeah, these comments are funny. You guys are funny. Freedom for all. Cool. Image seems to be coming up good. This is the first live ever. No, there's been a few lives. There has been a few. Is that 400 people? Almost. 396. Oh, God. I've been watching you since 2016. I've worn out my touchscreen with trying to get an Elite Wizard demo code. Alright, we've got enough people in. I think we're ready to go. So, let's get started with the chart setup again. There's always some new faces in here. So, I always like to just start fresh every single time. Fully do the Fibonacci's again. Get the zones ready. Let's see how that goes. Now, reading the comments, all good. Made 0.6 BTC from the short. Fair enough. That's very impressive. Now, the first thing I like to do on the charts, get rid of the trend line. I do not like that at all. I do not like the background. I do not like values. I prefer percentages. And I like my labels on the right-hand side because at the end of the day, the live price is here. There's empty space there. So why clog up your charts by putting it to the left where the price action is when you can very easily just put it away to the right hand side? So nice and simple for me. First things first, not needed, not needed, not needed, this isn't Forex, not needed, this isn't Forex, not needed, this isn't Forex. What about these two? Do we need these two? No, we do not. We'll make those both purple. And what we'll do, 78.6 looking lovely, green looking lovely. Sneaky is banging BTC on the regular. You guys are funny. Right, Crypto England, you should not be in a long position by any means necessary. I didn't recommend that one or suggest that. That's actually something I should touch on first of all as well with the long positions. Now, you may have seen me tweet it already. The first thing, I had about 10 messages in a heartbeat once I actually posted the trades in Telegram. Now, I've shown you guys that I've put stop losses into profit and I've taken around 40% of the trade overall now. So if the trade's still running and the stop losses are in profit, why would we be looking at going long if we already have an existing position and we haven't even hit our targets yet? There's a massive greed within the trading community, and it's just an overall mindset issue. A lot of people have this in the very beginning when they first start trading. They want to be involved in the market 24/7. They want to be trading every single movement. They want to be catching shorts, jumping into longs, jumping from longs to shorts. It's not really a wise idea, to be honest with you, and I don't really understand why people do that. I don't really understand why, but at the end of the day, it's a human tendency to always want more. As human beings, we always want that extra chase, that extra bit of profit. So let's just try and remember as well, it's not a wise idea. The trade hasn't hit profit target yet. We haven't hit our levels. We are close. We have tapped the $8,000 region near the bottom, but we haven't actually hit 8,000 yet, and we haven't hit 7.9 yet, or even 7.8. So yeah, room's filling up, comments all looking good. Would we be able to combine the Wizard platform with our long day jobs and odd timings? Absolutely. Yes. The Wizard is my hero. Where is the bottom? Well, that is the purpose of this live, my friend. I remember when Tori was nothing but a hairy hand on Insta Lives. Right? My hands haven't got any less hairier. They're just getting hairy by the day. It's really not fair. It's really not fair. But anyway, getting over to this, the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this and make this the minus 0.27, which is obviously our first Fibonacci extension. And then we'll do the minus 0.618, which is obviously the 61.8%, the golden ratio, but minus, so it obviously goes down instead of up, vice versa. Let's just see how that goes. So there we go. Lovely jubbly. A lot of hair, a lot of money. Wow. That's a motto I do not want to live by. I don't care how good that may sound. I do not want to live by a lot of hair, a lot of money. But thank you anyway, Raphael. Right, let's get this marked up. This is looking good. What should we get? Some time frames. Why don't we just get, do you know what, 5 minutes as well? Why not? 45 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. Looking very, very good. Can you explain to my teacher why I left class? Gervine, if you put your teacher into this Wizard Live, then I will have a chat with your teacher. That is no problem at all. I'll show him the way. I'll show him exactly what's going down here and how we're looking to make some pips, not grades. So let's go. Not to say you shouldn't finish school. Please finish school. Do not, you know, get kicked out of school because of this Wizard Live. But pips are more important than grades. So let's go. What else should we do? Let's get a zone as well. We always need a zone. Again, blue, boring. Want a bit of purple. A little bit of a purple vibe. Nice. Let's get rid of this. I hate the border. I've always been the person that hates the border. Will the hairy hand be an item you can buy on the platform? Asking for a friend. I may be doing many charity events where I'm shaving off my hairy hands. All the hair on my hands will be shaved and I'll be donating it all to charity for a good cause. If that's what you guys want, we can get that set up as well. It's not a problem because there's a lot more hair on this body than I physically need. So it's good for the winter though, especially in London. It's cold right now, guys. There we go. Pink, purpley. Purple like always. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everyone good? Everyone ready? Yeah, you guys good? Cool, let's get started. So first things first, let's actually just cover XRP, wait for this to open, get rid of the volumes as well. Hate volumes. I hate unnecessary things that clog up the platform overall. I absolutely hate stuff that clog up the platform. It's really annoying. Again, please go away. Let's go back. So looking at BTC first and foremost, what's actually happened? How did we catch the short? Why did we catch the short? And what's going on? Why has this happened? Can we meet in London and touch your car? I mean, I don't really know what to say to that one. Do you want to touch my car? You can stroke my car if you wish when you see it. I'll give you full permission for that if need be. If that's what you want, then we can get that set up. No problem. So let's get started. Why have we even gone short in the first place? Well, first things first, we'll go to the daily. Not that we're going to start on the daily, but just to show you overall what we were kind of anticipating, what we were looking for overall. Now, when we caught this initial upside burst, the first thing we done was go straight into a short position, which worked out phenomenally well. Once we went from the long to the short, the first thing that I said from the short position was we were targeting the $8,900 region. Now, the $8,900 region, if I mark that out, approximately was around where this wick was, even a little bit higher. So essentially what's happened is, just giving you a rough understanding, if I go to the weekly, of what this market's doing right now. Here's the best way to view the market right now. So it's funny how every single expert has suddenly switched over to a bearish bias, when we've been bearish since $14,000. And when we were over here, I'd say 99.9% of people were screaming 20,000 next. 30,000 next, 60,000 next, 100,000 next when we were up here. And now suddenly the tune has changed. This is the best way to actually gauge the market momentum. I basically go on Twitter, I look at what everyone's doing and what all the experts are suddenly doing. And then from there, you know to do the exact opposite. Because when it was at $14,000 and I was saying we were going to reverse, I was getting insulted, cussed out, you name it, the whole shabam. So to see XRP, BTC and all the market overall turn around to the downside, we know it's worked out in our favor. So that means the majority were wrong, which means we will continue going against the bias of the majority. We are wolves, not sheep. So by following that bias, here's the first thing I've done. Get rid of all the price action altogether and actually leave the current price action from the $14,000 region. Now, if you look at the $14,000 region, where I have, if you've seen my Bitcoin end of year projection chart as well, you would know I said from around May to July onwards, maybe even June, July, I did say price was going to either consolidate or become bearish for the remainder of the year. And exactly from that point, we've hit this level. If you can see the current price action, we very clearly have a downside channel in play. Lower highs and lower lows forming, which obviously once you zoom out to the downside, it puts it into perspective that the overall movement here is now coming through. We've broken through this support here, we're at this level right now. This is the only crucial level really, And this was also one of the theories that kind of backed up what was going on. So overall, just showing you what happened, how we caught the short. We broke through $9,600 support, pulled all the way up. We rejected $9,600 and we pulled over to the downside. The first thing to note about this rejection is, of course, this zone here. If you want to push this down to there, you can. It's not really a problem. It still works out the same. But all in all, what you are seeing with this A, B, C extension, you can see a perfect 61.8% rejection. You can then see the Fibonacci extensions aligning with 6,300 and $5,000. What a coincidence. These are exactly the same levels I've been calling since we were here, since we got up there. The exact same levels have now formed on a Fibonacci extension. You've lost £2 from my calls. Can you please refund me? Michael, yeah, I will get you your money back. I can assure you, whether that's through a call, whether that's through a GoFundMe, we will get you that £2 back. Do not worry, my friend. We'll get you that £2 back. Now, going over to the dollar region over here of around $6,300, let's just look essentially at what I've been saying since the very beginning. The head and shoulders is now looking more realistic than ever because the weekly perspective is already showing we're threatening that $8,000 region. So guess what? If we are threatening this $8,000 region around here, if we give way and break this support floor exactly here, guess where we go next? Because I don't see any support levels throughout this whole region here. This whole box, essentially from here to there, is just empty. There's no candle action, there's no price action, there's no nothing. Obviously, we have historical movements over there, as you can see. Bit of historical movement, nothing too special. This is the only real crucial region for me, but overall we have a huge amount of empty space here, which means if this level does break, we're obviously going to have a very large free fall to the downside. So it's unknown T, value on me. That's a good one. I'm gonna start calling myself unknown T from now on. That's sick. Wizard, you need moderators in this place. No, let everyone go. It's good. Good. Everyone just check in. Right, so just overall, just understand these targets. Now, I know we've had some wacky predictions out there. I know people are saying $150, but I don't know about that one, to be honest with you. I'm looking more at the overall Fibonacci patterns and what they're telling me. And if you do look at this side, I know I've shown this many times now, but just showing you this, I mean, from A to B, you can see overall, if you actually start aligning these levels down to where the body closure is, look at the absolute coincidence of this. From A to B to C here, the C extensions, both of them align exactly with the Fibonacci's from this side. So the extension targets here are the retracements on the overall bigger picture on the monthly chart over here. Now let's put this into even clearer perspective. So pull down, rang, rejection, roll over. We've broken support, we've rolled over again. So all we need to do now is break this region approximately, and we're obviously going to see a free fall down. But it's pretty clear as day that we do have a very obvious, interesting region around $6,500 to 6K, all the way down to $5,000. Now we can see a double confluence with those fibs. So these two levels for me are incredibly powerful, and I'm very surprised many people have not actually seen this yet. So let's just leave that all marked out. And then what a coincidence. As I said, the upside targets are $16,000. Guys, look at the upside targets on this extension. You've got $14,000, which is coincidentally the prior yearly high that we've just experienced. And we've also got $16,700. And my target was upon a reversal of $6,000 to $5,000. This was before we even hit $14,000. The movement was obviously going to be around 16 to 16 and a half grand. So looking pretty good, looking very good. So let's just understand that this is the overall bigger term movement, and all we're doing on these trades right now is just understanding their short-term movements to fulfill an overall much larger, bigger picture. So the Fibonacci's there are clear as day. Hope that all makes sense. Guys, can we chill in the comments a bit? Just keep it cool. It's okay. Just, you know, getting a bit wild in there. Cool. Anyway, where was I? It's too hard to concentrate if you guys are just going crazy. Anyway, where was I? So let's go back to the weekly, understand what's going on over here as well, and understand why I even called that particular trade. So let's go to the daily actually to show this a bit clearer. Now, the best thing is on the daily, it doesn't really look like a big move too much, obviously, in the grand scheme of things. And this is what I'm trying to show people, because things are getting a little bit out of hand on the charts. Now, there's one region of interest that has kind of caught my attention as well, and it's this. So let me just find this. I believe, was it this region? I think it was this region. So here's the first reason why things might get a little bit interesting, because we have actually just officially retested. This is the major trend line breakout, and this is why I've said we may not actually see $6,000, and that's why this region is very crucial as well, because we've got the shoulders, we've got the head, and we've got the potential shoulders here. Now, if you look at the shoulders, you're going to see that it aligns exactly with the 78.6. Now, you can draw that either from the wick or you can draw that from the body. Regardless, it aligns exactly with the levels we're at now. And if I draw it to the wick, I believe it goes to $12,000 on the extension. So as you can see, $12,500 on the dot as well. So I do need you guys to be paying attention to this. Got some lag. Oh yeah, the screen's gone a little bit pixelated. Just give it a sec. We'll be back. The stream's just lost a bit of health or something. Just minor issues. Don't worry. Don't worry. Stay calm, people. Can you still hear me at least? Can you guys still hear me, yeah? As long as you can hear me, don't worry, we'll get back into it ASAP. Just checking. Need some feedback, guys. All good, yeah? We back? Good. Right. Did you get the whole trend line analysis I was just saying? It's looking good from my side as well. Just need a confirmation that you guys have seen. Yeah, all good. Just want to check, did everyone actually just get what I was just saying regarding the analysis? As long as you guys have understood everything I was saying, then we're good. Because I just want to show you guys this properly. I don't want anyone to miss out on this information because it's quite important. No, break and retest. Okay, so no one saw. So that means we need to get started on this. Now you can obviously see the screen now. You can obviously see the trend line and you can see what I'm trying to get at. Let's just go over this again anyway. So it's very important what's going on right now. So as you know, I am obviously conflicted. Is $6,000 going to be the final floor to $5,000, or is it going to be $8,000? Now, this is why things are getting very exciting, because this could potentially be the final level BTC sees before the next bull run. This could essentially become our floor for 2019 before reversing to the upside. So putting this into perspective, you've got the shoulders, you've got the head, you've got the 78.6, you've also got this huge daily trend line that we've officially broken out of. We've officially broken it. Now, obviously, if you go to the wick, you can see even then you've broken from that trend line. So all in all, there has been a successful break of that level. And if we're looking right now, you can see the perfect rejection. This is exactly what I was trying to capture. The only thing we missed, this is the only thing that missed. Remember, this was a 3-stage process. I wanted to catch the long, which we successfully did. I then wanted to capture the short, which we successfully did. I then wanted to catch the retest of this region before then catching the short down to this region. All we've simply done is just skip the upside retest level and come straight back down. And we've managed to capture a pretty good trade, bearing in mind it was what, $8,700 all the way down to around $8,000. So you've essentially almost caught a $700 move in a single day. So things have been working out pretty well from that side as well. Now, putting this into perspective, you've got the perfect rejection of this trend line now, but we have broken through the 61.8, which obviously leads me to believe the 78.6 is going to come through, which means although we've hit this level and there is a fairly solid confirmation of an upside movement, it's looking pretty confirming to me and pretty solid right now that we will see some wick fishing down to this region and maybe even falsely break this trend line. But what's more likely to happen is rolling over to the downside, just wick fishing around here before slowly curving up to blow through the roof and start achieving that $12,500 level. So that's all in all what I'm expecting. Again, shoulders, head, shoulders. We've basically already filled this movement. Just be cautious of wick fishing all the way down to around 7,700 where those wicks lie. So overall, I cannot believe how perfect this analysis has come through. And hopefully you guys caught the BTC trade as well, because that was an absolute work of art. The $8,700 to the absolute T. I mean, you cannot make that up. $8,700 on the absolute dot. Bang, perfect reversal. So you've seen a pretty solid movement so far today, almost a $700 move. It really cannot get any better than this. And as you can see right now, you've got a nice little wick fishing, pushing down and testing that trend line, which obviously means clear level of support over here around 8,400, around 8,460 to 8,470. If you check the Telegram, that's exactly what I told you guys. So here's what could be happening next, and here's why I actually took profit off of Ether. So boom, perfection. Again, might see some more wick fishing, but I'm just using this as a rough example of what's going on. Now the 61.8, what is the coincidence? It aligns precisely with the zone I've just marked out for all of you, with this pushing a little bit higher up to there as well. Now where do these two extensions align? Again, just using the Fibonacci's to perfection. You've got $8,000 right there, and you've also got around $7,750 just there. It's all working to absolute perfection. Every single call, every single thing we've done has been working out so beautifully well. So this again looks like it could pull over. If you want to catch a little intraday move, then by all means do so, guys. If that's what you need, you can do that now. You've got a little movement up here of around $250, $300 you could potentially capture if that's what you want to do. I'm not really looking to do so, but if you guys want to do that, you can. It could be quite a good little move, but do understand it's looking exactly like how this was. So slam down, huge manipulation, lower lows, lower highs, quick spike up, reject the prior region. That's how I caught this movement over here. Now we could easily see that same movement push up. I'm not sure if it's a similar distance, but it may very well be pretty close. Now from there to there, not exactly the best, but it does line up with the prior wick. So overall, if you were to add that from there, you can see from this level, it is lining up quite nicely with all of this stuff as well. So we're essentially looking at a potential bit of consolidation, wick fishing towards this region, pushing down one last time if we do not go straight down already. And then from there onwards, just keeping this chart very simple as well. Guys, this is looking like it could actually just blow through the roof, and $6,000 may not become a reality. The only way we're going to understand $6,000 is if this level breaks and this trend line breaks. But if you go to the weekly as well and understand the absolute severity of this level, I mean, breakout doesn't get any better than that. Rejection, boom. This could be the final level. Although this head and shoulders here, the shoulders, head and shoulders does look phenomenally well, this is just looking great as well. So we do need to be careful. There's some wicks down here, and obviously, as I said, the free fall region is huge if we do break, and we'll go straight down to around $6,000. So all in all, this is lining up very well. And again, if you have been following me for however long it's been, whether it's been several years or since the beginning of this year when Wizard started, you would know when we initially called this $6,000 break here, no one believed it would happen. It took months for this to come through, but it eventually came through. No one believed me when I said we'd fall down to $8,000, $6,000 from here, but guess what, we did. No one believed me when I said 3,000, but we did. And the same occurs for this region now. No one believed the reversal here. It's always when the majority of the market, and remember, I'd say 95 to 97% of individuals lose who do not pay attention, and the majority of the market without education. So when you consider that statistic, the first thing I would do is, number one, I do not check what any other mentor does. I do not check what other people's calls are, because it will psychologically affect me. So all I do is sometimes is I go on to lag. You got lag? Who's got lag? Anyone else got lag? It all seems good from my side. No, there's no lag. Okay, that's good. There was no need to troll, but it's all good. Unless he generally did have lag, I don't know. But either way, I'm just trying to show you guys as well how the majority of these Twitter people, these mentors, or whoever these people are, that so-called analysts, you notice that when it's come to overall longevity and when it's come to calls from the beginning, I've been preparing you guys for this for months. Whilst the majority of people were screaming up, down, up, down, up, down, not knowing what to do, they've not understood the overall long-term perspective of this market, and that is what's most important. To even get these calls so accurate and precise, I have to monitor this market from a yearly outlook, a monthly outlook, a weekly outlook, a daily outlook, and then jump into the lower time frames. And even then, every move we do and capture is trying to fulfill this overall weekly, monthly movement. Again, every movement we see is fulfilling an overall bigger picture. We're looking at these movements fulfilling. So basically, everything we catch on an intraday perspective is to fulfill the overall larger movements. Now, if I drop down to the level over here, now the reason I actually called this level, and you'll wonder why I called $8,700, very simple stuff. The same way I called this region now, and again we should be seeing around 8,450, 860, 870, whatever this level is over here. This should be coming through quite soon, so just get ready for a potential pullback to this zone. You can also catch potential shorts from this region as well. Because we haven't fulfilled $8,000 precisely, and because we haven't fulfilled any of this wick fishing zone over here, this just leads me to believe even if we do see the upside push over there, we're very likely going to absolutely die even lower. And again, I'm just showing you as well, there's no indicators, even the buy and sell indicator, the wizard whale indicator, I'll be showing you very, very soon regarding that as well. Some crazy stuff on that. But all of this stuff putting into perspective, you don't need it. You just need the zones, you need the trend lines, and this is looking like it's pushing up already. So the only way I captured this movement here, was understanding there was a break, there was a rejection, there was another rejection, but the wick was so large spiking through, I had a feeling this would come through one last time. And what is the coincidence? Screen lag. Okay, just let me know. Raphael, I swear at a meetup I'm going to beat you people up. Raphael, please do not start fights with the other wizards at the meetups. There could be boxers present, or street fighters, unless you are one yourself. Is there no lag? Sound is good. Is there lag? Just let me know. No lag. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why people keep saying there's lag. It could be your computer, people. It's not Godfire. There is a little lag. Okay, cool. Either way, we're going to get started. Let's just continue. The majority are good. John, if you're a boxer, I don't want you anywhere near me unless it's for protection. But hopefully you guys can see on a 1 hour perspective now, this should just be breaking out very soon. I'll just get that zone marked out for you all again, just over there. I mean, just bear with me guys, this should be coming up shortly. It's up to you if you want to catch that intraday trade, but it's looking pretty solid if you ask me. Quick boom, pull back down, why not catch the long and short? And again, you can, I might even capture this myself. I could enter this on BTC actually, but no, we'll leave it. There's no point being greedy. There's no point. It's been a good trade on Ether, and we'll get to that in a second as well. So just understand, if you are watching this, you've got a nice long opportunity on your hands right now for BTC, and then understand the overall bigger picture. What we are waiting for on the daily time frame is this 78.6 to be fulfilled. If anything, we could even come back and reject the 61.8. Because we've broken that level, I'm borderline treating this as a level of support turned resistance. So even if I do get rid of this fib, just understand this could be coming back as a region of interest. We've seen the spike lower, you've seen the perfect tap of the trend line. All we're looking at here is this and a pullback lower. Now, once we fulfill this region, I mean, it really depends how you want to do this. Even if you're going for a short-term trade, I mean, all you'd have to really do, you do not need a very big position size, because the movement that would follow from here would be absolutely huge. I mean, you could literally put your wicks down there, or regardless, even if you just see that little bit of wick fish in there, worst case scenario, just put your stops around this region and just watch out for there. It really depends how you want to play it out. I mean, if you think about it long term, if you enter from this region, it's very likely going to be the final level of support for 2019, and even that BTC sees in a very long time. Everyone's talking about the halving. Now the halving is coming next year. Many people have said it's going to be in May. It has gone a bit blurry, do not worry about that. Hopefully you can still see. It looks good for everyone else and it looks good for me now. But again, just putting this into perspective, if we do see the BTC halving May 2020, they're saying that the hash rate is getting stronger anyway, it's increasing. So it's very likely this halving could actually commence earlier. It could come through in April. It could even come through earlier in April if things continue the way they are. With the way China's getting involved in this market right now, you have to realize China are literally pushing even their military. They're even pushing their soldiers to potentially get paid in BTC or cryptocurrency. They're one of the first countries. You've got Tunisia, who are one of the first countries now to actually introduce a crypto, like an own national crypto. So if China are jumping into this game to obviously try and avoid, essentially, I think China are trying to outsmart the US by going down the crypto route. And I think the way they're thinking or trying to play this game out is if they go down the crypto route, they'll get a much bigger head start in terms of the US, who are still regulating this space. They're still being a little bit hesitant, and they're really trying to suppress the growth of the crypto market. China thought, do you know what, forget this, I'm going down that route, I'm going to take control of this market. And if China do take control of this market the way they are right now, then the US will be weakened severely. So it's essentially a race to the moon. Raphael, you are right. It's essentially a race to the moon. So China are ahead of the game, but we also have to remember the majority of BTC hashing power does actually lie in China. I'd say over 70%, I believe the number is, to be precise, lies in China. That means the mining pools, all of those people that get together, they are all in China. So China, if the government was to actually see, now remember, the government has the authority to do this. Now remember, in 2017, every single month, China was banning Bitcoin. They were doing this, they were doing that, suppressing the market from growing. Now, remember, these people and these entities and these governments, they have the power to shut crypto down in a heartbeat. Now, imagine they actually seized every single, and China could do this. I've been thinking about this recently. China could actually seize every single mining pool or mining farm, and they would essentially control the entire BTC network if they wanted to do so. So when you put that into perspective, China essentially has the US by the testicles right now. The US is basically trapped, because if China does want to grab power of that, they can essentially control the entire Bitcoin network in a single sweep. So putting all of that into perspective, they have a lot of power, they have a lot of control, and they could very easily aid this movement here. So just reading the comments, that isn't a 1% stop loss. Actually, Brain Freeze, you've just brought up a beautiful point to mention. A stop loss, the size of your stop loss does not matter. It's the size of your position that dictates what a 1% is. This is a big mistake that people think about that. So again, that's a good example actually. So many people say this, that is easily a 1% stop loss, because your position size is what dictates how much you lose, not your stop loss size. Many people do all of these calculations regarding, position sizes and stuff, and they think they have to just trade like 1 lot or 10 lots, and then they do the stop loss, whatever it needs to be for the trade. Your stop loss should always be the first thing you do. Once you've made your stop loss, your position size then has to be adjusted to work in synchronization with your stop loss. You do not put a position size first and then drag a stop loss down, because the loss could be infinite. It could be anything. You have to put the stop loss first. It could be down there if need be, and your position size would simply have to reflect that. So let's just say you were risking, it's pretty crazy that people think like this actually. I didn't know this was a genuine issue. I thought this was quite well known. But in that case, let's just say you normally risk $1,000 or £1,000. It doesn't matter where this goes, because it could go all the way down there. But as long as your position size means that no matter how far it goes, it ends up at $1,000, it's a win-win either way. So putting this over here, I could even leave it there. And you could just, if anything, this is why these entries are so important. This is the beauty of the entries I gave you. Now, here's a good example, and here's a good lesson to take away from this, using the BTC example today. Now, first and foremost, this is already going. So if you guys have taken this BTC long, then you should already be in profit now. So that's a good start. That's a very good start. Very good risk to reward as well. So hopefully you guys that have taken this are in some profit. Nice to see. Now, here's a good example. $8,700 on the spot. This is the beauty of catching those sniper entries. When you're catching entries that are as precise as possible, you are reducing the room you need for a stop loss, which means the smaller your stop loss is, the larger your position size can be. Because if you're normally risking $1,000, let's say you normally risk $1,000 and your stop loss is there. Now, if you catch an entry like this, all you have to do is reduce your stop loss massively, because you've caught the peak of the movement, which means when you see that pullback come through, you can essentially double or triple or even quadruple your position size, because your stop loss has now quadrupled or gone down quarter of what it used to be. So that means if it was once up here and you would risk $1,000, but it's now gone 4 times smaller down to here, you can actually increase your position size by 4 times, because the stop loss will still mean you lose the exact same amount as your normal 1% guideline or 0.5% guideline, which also means when it goes in your favor, you've now made 4 times the profit. It's essentially a win-win situation, and that is why it's so important to be capturing these entries as precise as possible. So imagine this now, if you did catch this movement, you could have actually made 4 times more than what you normally would have by simply having a much tighter stop loss. Even if it was there, you could have made double what you had or triple what you had by simply having a good entry. And that's the importance of it. Many people, they wait for, this is a secret as well, I do not even look at candlestick formations. People, besides head and shoulders, people look at stuff like bearish engulfings, bullish engulfings, dojis, haramis, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. I don't care about it. I don't even look at them. Because the problem is, by the time those formations have already come through, that's what 99.9% of retail traders are looking for. They're looking for the morning stars. They're looking for all of that stuff. So by the time you've spotted it, the entire market has also spotted the same thing. So you are executing at exactly the same time as 99.9% of the market. There are many different factors at play here, and that's obviously what I'll be showing in the course, and that'll be coming through very soon. I'll be showing you exactly how to do that. But you've probably noticed the way I even capture these calls, I do not even wait for candle closures sometimes. We even get in, I actually look at levels, I look at zones, I look at everything, instead of simply going in for candle closures. Because again, let's use a good example, bearish engulfing. Let's just say this, you waited for this to come through over here. Over there, you've still got some wick fish and you've got all of this mess to come through. Why would you enter there? Because it's closed. And you have to put your stop loss a bit higher. Yeah, we sometimes have to get those entries. But if I just went like this, you've missed the initial movement here. Cool, that's a perfect 78.6. You've now saved yourself, it's not too much necessarily, it's around $8,730, but overall you have saved yourself around $100 in movement by simply waiting for a Fibonacci to come through. Now I could even drop my stop loss by another $100 overall. So it's a pretty good win-win situation if you actually understand how to do this. So just dragging that there, 8780. 87, sorry, not $100, that was a bit over exaggerated, around $50-$60. So just doing that there, but overall you get the gist. It's still making it smaller, it's still making it easier, and again it puts it into perspective what you should be doing. This trade as well, going green, going green, going green. Show of comments as well, did anyone actually capture this long opportunity here? Because it's looking good. If anyone captured this, let me know in the comments if you caught it, because if you did, congratulations, you're now in profit. All from a Wizard Live. So that would be potentially 2 trades in a row. That's not bad. And then potentially 3. So imagine this. Imagine if you catch the short, you could even hedge. If you really wanted to, you could actually hedge the trade. If you're still holding your short, you can buy the long as well. And then whilst this is losing value, the long goes into profit. Worst case scenario, your long closes out. Then guess what? The short continues into profit. You counteract. So it's a win-win situation. And that's the beauty of hedging as well. So having both positions running. Just to put that into perspective from the entry I gave you, if you want to see some perfecto movement over here, let me just show you what I mean. First of all, why is this red? What a horrific color. Let's make that purple. There we go. Perfect. Now understand what I'm trying to say here. So let's just say you entered around here where I just said, again, horrific, goodbye, make that purple up to this region here. So whilst this movement now starts losing profit, this one is now going into profit. And because you know the overall movement is down, you can actually still hold this trade. You can leave a stop loss in profit if need be. Boom, this goes into profit, but this trade's still being held. Then we close out this trade. You've now still holding a profitable trade, whilst this one has been closed out in profit. So now your account balance has got bigger whilst the existing trade is still in profit. Now guess what happens? You can now take an additional risk because you've made some profit. You can afford to risk that extra 0.51%. So absolutely, Mr. Subscriber 01, sensational in that future voice, absolutely sensational. Drag this over here. Now you've potentially caught 3 trades for the price of 1. You've now added a second position to the existing trade. It's a win-win situation. Now once price hits here, we could very easily, sensationally blow through the roof and reverse from there. So let's see how this plays out. Again, there's a lot of room here for some wick fishing as well, so do be careful. For this one, I would honestly have a very tight stop loss. I'm talking $8,150 and literally 0.5% risk, if that. I would not be risking 1% on this trade. This is the main trade that you're looking at here. This is simply an additional trade. You should not be going in for an extra 1-2% to try and be greedy. These counter movements or these extra hedging trades or extra trades should always be minuscule in comparison to everything else. And again, I'm only using zones, trend lines, and Fibonacci. There's nothing crazy going on here. There's no stochastics, whatever they're called, and all that crazy stuff that people use and all these banging things. Clean, simple price action. Get rid of that. I'm simply using zones, and that's the problem. The majority of people do not look at zones. Everyone's looking for candlestick closures. You have to realize every single book, every single course you go to, every single mentor, every single person that's allegedly a teacher, they teach you the same things. You go and get a course and they teach you about trend lines. That's great. The problem is these people don't even know how to set trend lines. That's the thing. The worst thing is these people don't even know how to do trend lines. It's very different depending on the market. So again, trend lines, candlestick closures, again, that stuff has to be taught. It's essential to know, but it doesn't actually work that way. That's what the majority look for. You have to think about, use baby pips as a good example, what everyone goes to for Forex. Whatever baby pips teaches you, you know 99.9% of Forex traders went onto baby pips at some point in their life. Now, if the majority have gone onto baby pips, that means the majority are all learning the exact same knowledge. That is why I do the exact opposite of the herd. Very simple stuff. I hope everyone gets that. Where did you learn? A bit of everywhere, really. Self-taught as well. A lot of it was self-education. Learned some errors. Baby pips. Baby pips isn't bad. Baby pips is good. It's good for Forex. It's good for basics, but it's not. It's the problem is with all of these contents and all of this stuff. It's teaching you the same as every single other person. Everything you read online, all of these sources of information, are regurgitated source of information. It's exactly what every other person is looking at. So, on that note, let's jump over to this little bad boy. Nice. CB is definitely ahead of his time. CB knows. I was talking to CB earlier actually regarding this stuff as well, and he was on a rant about it the other day. CB is very, very ahead of his time for. I don't know how that guy is 16. It doesn't make sense how that guy's 16, but he is. So we're still waiting on the face reveal as well from CB. So hopefully we get to see that soon. How are we going to get that face reveal, bro? But, everyone ready? Cool. Just checking. I thought it froze there. It's fine. It didn't freeze. Okay, let's get started on this as well. But hopefully you guys get the gist now of what I'm trying to say. Like, a good example would be the majority of people that use this weekly as an example, bearish engulfing candle. Why on earth would I want to short there? Why would I wait for that candle closure to enter a short position? Let's have a little look. Whoa, what's going on here? There we go. Thoughts on CryptoWZRD? You can call me out all he wants, he's a loser. I'm just bitter old man. Don't follow people's calls, I don't follow anyone's calls. I just stay in my own lane. You don't see me talking about other people, so when you see people talking about me, that's their own problem. Simple as. Where were we? The weekly. Again, as a good example, bearish engulfing. Why would you want to enter there and wait for that closure? Although, yeah, you probably would have caught a nice little movement to the downside. Why would I want to miss the majority and bulk of that movement? It's just a bit depressing to even think of that and think that this would be happening. All you would do is simply go over to the daily and understand that even there, look, that's a very confusing candle. Yeah, good point, guys. Like in the comments, very simple stuff. You do not see me mention anyone's calls. You don't see me call people out. You don't see me do anything. But you see every single other page on Twitter, Instagram calling me out, referring to my calls, which is good because it means they're following our calls, and that means we're in our own lane, and that means all these people think about is us. So unfortunately for them, that's their own fault. But we stay in our own lane. We keep working. We focus on ourselves. We do not call out others. We do not talk bad or negatively about others. We keep it going. We keep it positive. And I promise you, we will always prosper ahead of those people that have to refer to hatred or inner jealousy or negativity. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about people. It does not affect me. It shouldn't affect you. Forget about them. They're losers. So here we are looking at this. Understanding this as well. Very simple stuff, guys, just to show you as well. Look, you see this confusion over here? Everyone would be waiting for this huge candle to confirm bearish movement. But the truth is you can capture these bearish movements before they're actually formulating on the chart. So that's a nice little scene. But let's actually get the key level set up first. I think that's more important. These comments are funny. You people are crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, God. Right, let's mark this zone up. Let's get these zones all whipped out. Baran Yavuz, is this recorded? It is recorded, sir, and it will be uploaded shortly after. So we've got a lot to get through in this live still. So let's get going. Understanding first of all, 24 cents. Look at BTC. I mean, XRP. Look at where XRP went. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's mark this out. Look at that wick. Oh my goodness. There's too much perfection here today. Damn, damn, damn. Gustavo Rovers, do you consume marinara? Isn't marinara a pasta? Oh, I can't even concentrate. That just took me out clean. That took me clean out. Oh my God, marinara. That is the quote of the day. Marinara with a bit of cheeky pasta sauce, a bit of tomato sauce. Love it. Funny, man. But anyway, let's carry on. Rejection. Support, 24 cents. Boom. Reversal. This level is clearly very, very, very strong. As you can see from the weekly, there's another key region of interest to mention on this chart as well. So again, guys, when everyone's asking me who's long in, as I covered earlier, stop trying to jump back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let's mark this out. Over there, 30 cents. You all know the importance of 30 cents. Very simple stuff. I might actually like rename one of my strategies Marinara now. I'm very tempted to call it the Marinara Breakout or something. Marinara Maribozu. That could be it. The Marinara Maribozu. Let's see how things go. But anyway, 30 cents rejection. RT Italian. Big up Subway. Big up Subway. Italian BMT. Love it. Southwest sauce. Can't go wrong. But weekly, just so you understand the overall perspective as well, we're currently trapped within a range, as you can see, after breaking this level. This is why we have to be a little bit careful, because we've broken the main support level of 30 cents. We've seen the upside rejection. We've bounced on this level, but what we're seeing over here is the pullback. Now, here's what's interesting on this weekly, and here's why XRP still looks a little bit more bullish than the rest of the market. So let me just show you this. Me and veganism do not go well for the troll that's asking. But as you can see, guys, A, B, C, nice rejection, 61.8. Potential bit of wick fishing down to around 23.5 cents. Can't really go wrong with that, to be fair. Looking very promising. And again, lines up very nicely. 38 cents, 34 cents. It's a pretty good win-win situation. Now, understanding this is looking good already on there, let's drop down to the daily. And you can see we actually already have that head and shoulders formation. You can see the shoulders, you can see the head, and you can now see the shoulders. So XRP has essentially already fulfilled the movement that we're waiting for BTC to achieve. So if I go back down to the 4 hour for BTC, you can see we're seeing that nice movement. And in fact, we'll stick to the 1 hour because we have seen a bit of a breakout. We want to be mentioning this, looking pretty good. So you can see overall the movement that we're trying to capture on BTC, which is this shoulder, head, shoulder, has already formulated and complete on XRP, which now means what we could be looking at here is that breakout we've been anticipating. We've now got this to pay attention to, and that's on the daily. So if I go to the 4 hour, let's see what is in store for us human beings, earthlings, right now, and look at that beautiful rejection. So all in all, the wick fishing has commenced. There's a very large downside wick here, which I would be cautious about, but our zone is holding very nicely. You can see a perfect tap of that level around 25.3. All in all, it's looking very, very good. So all we need to do now is break above this level here, break through this counter trend, and essentially, if you want to consider it this way, then we already have broken through it if you want to look at it that way. But I would be a bit more cautious. I wouldn't consider that a proper counter trend just yet, or even that. I wouldn't really consider that any form of good movement just yet. So just wait for this. Let's see how this reacts. But it is a good region to, again, for physical crypto, you should be buying around these zones anyway. It would be incredibly stupid to not be buying at these prices. We don't talk about other people, bro. Correct. Let's keep it moving, man. Positive vibes. Everyone stop being crazy. Let's You guys are crazy. What else was I looking at? Here I was looking at this as well. This is a good example of what I'm looking at for an upside target. Now, putting together all of these Fibonacci extensions are well, and we've got the break of this trend line here. Now, you know the general rule of thumb, the trend line has to come back round to be rejected, which obviously means, let's have a look at this. It's 4 hour as well. If you see this breakthrough, again, I can clean this up if need be. It's not too important, but this is all going back-to-back fibs, exactly. Back-to-back to back-to-back to back. Word to Young Dolph. Breakthrough here, reject, boom. Could at least see some wick fishing up to this upside here. So, boom. Look at that, clean break, hasn't been rejected. You saw the miniature rejection over there, but you could very easily see a much larger, proper rejection, which is what we're anticipating. So let's leave that there for now. It's nice and clean, it's nice and simple, but what's the overall bigger picture for XRP as well? Now, obviously, this is something I want to just throw out there. If we do see, well, that's a good question, Mr. Crypto Cookies. Okay, when I say physical crypto, I mean like actual Bitcoin or actual XRP, not physical, but physical in some extent. It's not actually a contract via margin trading. It's a you have it in your wallet. It's physically there. You guys get what I'm saying. So looking at this floor here, it's holding incredibly well. This wick is very important to me because if this region did break properly, then you would just see that free fall down to 15 cents. Now, if we do see BTC fall through to $6,000 to $5,000, then XRP will shake out absolutely everyone, and we will fall down to around 15 to 14 cents. That's something that you must prepare for if BTC breaks $6,000, but overall it doesn't really matter because we all know this anyway. So looking at this, guys, looking great. Looking at that rejection, head and shoulders, XRP looks pretty solid and ready to absolutely boom. It's looking lovely. So upside targets for that, yeah, you can do all those predictions, you can do whatever. It's very simple. If you want to be entering here now, you should be buying physical crypto, and if you do want to go long, then by all means necessary you can do so. It's a pretty good long opportunity if you ask me, but I am just a bit cautious of potential wick fishing. You see here before how we've seen all that movement. You've got the short-term trend as well over here, so we could be coming through to test that trend line once again, seeing an extra push to the downside. So the best way to formulate all of this for you guys is just to show you a very simple Fibonacci. I don't even need to use this. You know the drill, you know the score. So if I was just to get that up, that was the worst Fibonacci I've ever drawn in my entire life. I apologize for that shambles. Let's go there. So you can see nice, got around 0.257 and you got around 0.26. Now, due to this obviously huge wick over here, I would actually drag that to the body. But again, we haven't seen a proper reversal yet. So we're essentially guessing and speculating before price moves. But overall, I think we should at least pull back to 0.26 before dipping lower one last time. I think we're going to fish out these wicks over here first before we see a real reversal. So if you want to enter now, just take into consideration that we obviously could be seeing some downside movements. You would have to have some very wide stop losses, and that's not really within my trading plan. As you've seen, the entries that I provide you guys, it's never, ever, ever at these kind of regions. Especially if it would be like this, there wouldn't be a wick this large to the downside. So I'd be careful of this right now and just steer clear. But the overall agenda is we know this is going to breach $1 again. We know it's going to exceed the all-time highs of $3.3, and that's why I will forever hold this thing until we at least see $10. Once we see $5 to $10, then we can see what happens from there. But I'm not selling this thing until I see $5 plus to $10 plus. Very simple as that. So yeah, that's what I'm saying for that. So what should we look at again? Let's see what this thing's doing right now. This is getting exciting. It would be nice on this live if we just saw a quick boom. That would be beautiful if we just saw a quick upside breakout. And it's looking good. Let me just show you some intraday tricks as well. Some intraday tricks. I can't give too much away. The reason being is people steal my stuff anyway. They steal my calls. So the last thing I'm going to do is teach people my secrets. But the truth is, in the platform, I show absolutely everything, so I don't really care. It's all there in the open for everyone to see and learn and ready to use. So crucial thing to look at on the 1 hour is this level here. We've seen 2 candle closures there. If we do see a closure above this region here and this wick over here, might see a little retest and then boom, it should just rocket us straight away. It's overall a very good promising situation. So let's see how that pans out. Let's go over to the next bad boy of the day, which is this little gem, Ether, which has been paying us handsomely well over the past 24 hours. So I've closed out so far. Actually, I'll post it in Telegram, but it was posted in Telegram anyway. So we've already closed that trade. I've now got a, let me see. Okay, I closed out 50%. I forgot about that. Okay, it's 50% of the positions closed. I've now got the remaining 50% with a stop loss at around 182. Now, do I trade gold? Yeah, I haven't traded Forex in a while, to be fair, but I did see the call today. I did see the gold. That was a good little call. A friend messaged me actually being like, I've just entered long, and I was just like, cool, look out for this level, and boom, it exploded there. And I know a good friend of mine within the industry called a beautiful long on it as well. So great minds think alike on that one. I do miss Forex though. I like trading it on the side and just analyzing it. It's I find it a lot easier than crypto, but once I've actually learned these strategies now, it's made life a lot easier. Crypto is very easy now, personally. As you guys probably seen, how you guys find it as well overall, the overall wizard experience? You guys liking the calls? Is it easy to explain? You guys making good money? Because things, for me personally, I think things are going very well in terms of this community, the growth, how all of you guys are interacting with one another. I think it's crazy how good and how big this community is growing. And I'm just trying to show you guys that the calls we're giving, if you actually compare the profitability and the calls that are being given in comparison to every other person out there in the crypto space, you will notice we have arguably the highest success rate in the space. Almost lost my voice there. That was oh my god, let me have a tea. It was like the universe was trying to stop me from getting there. Thank you, universe. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, that's the point. Like, if on a very realistic level, the calls are, there's no other person in this industry right now, another team in this industry giving calls as accurate as us, one by one and consistently. So always take that into consideration. And even stuff like when you guys are like, let's go long, let's go short, I'm purposely telling you guys when to not take trades for a reason, because I do not want to be one of those people who are just consistently telling you trade to make it look like they're good traders, because that's not what good traders do. I'm actually just keeping it very realistic. It's like when you guys ask me, shall we go long? I'm purposely not replying. I'm purposely saying no. And that's what it's all about. I'm purposely not telling you guys to trade. And that's very important to take into consideration as well. So that's one thing I pride myself on, making sure you guys do not overtrade, because I used to in the beginning. It wasn't easy, but you learn to get out the pattern. Basically, whatever mistake you guys have made, I promise you, I've made them tenfold over the years. Remember, I've been doing this since 14 years old. I started Forex at 14 years old, now 24. So it's been a pretty long experience, and I know I'm technically still young in some extent, but I've been doing this for a very long time. So Ether curvature, again, the pullback's looking like it's coming through, so I am glad I took profit. We also didn't wipe out the low as well, which is a little bit concerning, but again, we have broken $180, lovely to see. So all we need to do now is watch out. My stop loss is here, exactly at the region we're probably going to pull back to. So need to be a bit cautious on this one. Personally, need to be a bit cautious, because we could see some madness come through right now. But the overall fib as well has fulfilled, and look at that, $170 on 160. So if I went to the daily right now, and you can see from the very low, from the top to bottom, there's been some nice rejections. And if I'd done that from the original movement, you look at all the choppiness here, it's not very nice. I'm not really a fan of this. So let's see that there for now. So again, if you want to close the majority of your Ether position, by all means necessary, please do so. Cool. And again, look, support floor broken. So overall, you can see there is a closure here within this region. Has broken a little bit, but we just have to be a bit cautious, because we have now got this fib and this potential reversal. So if it does come through, it could go all the way back to 182.61 to around 184.5. Now, if that does come through, not only will I be closed out at this region here in profit, I've also taken around 50% overall from this region as well. So I've closed out the majority of profits. I then get stopped in profit over here. And if we do see that little push higher, I've essentially entered again from either the exact same region or an even better price, meaning I've caught the same movement 2 times in a row. And I've managed to profit from the entire first movement that we captured. So it's a pretty good win-win situation for me personally. So as long as you guys follow these principles in terms of risk management as well, you will find things very easily. Now I'm going to show you why I caught that short opportunity. I'm going to show you exactly how I found it. I was going to just not show it properly, but why not? Let me show you exactly how I caught this and why I caught this. Very simple movement. And again, this just shows that candle closures, candle patterns, free knowledge, very simple free knowledge. I shouldn't even be giving this away, it's that simple, but I'm a man of the people. You guys should know this stuff. This is again just proving that, guys, everything I'm trying to show you guys is to almost eradicate everyone else in the industry. It's to show you that everything I'm doing is the exact polar opposite of what the majority of people are doing, and it's so easy. Everything I do is simple. It is not complex. I'm not trying to go on these crazy algos or all these crazy indicators to make it look like I'm looking cool. It's not here to look cool. It's to show you can read charts and understand charts. And I promise you, when you look at the simplicity of every single thing I do, it completely wipes away what these people are trying to show you. So instead of making things complex, here's what we done for Ether. Was it there? There we go. We drew a trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. We saw one come through. But guess what? It didn't really reject, and that was looking a bit manipulative. So it fell down. What do we wait for? Oh yeah, we wait for the trend line to get retested. Pinpoint rejection. Down we go. 186, exactly as anticipated. Rejection, breakout, boom, fall all the way down. It cannot get any simpler than that. Now, how do we know where Ether is very likely going to pull back to next? Let's drop down to the 1 hour, because understand, once you've gathered the overall momentum from the weeklies, the monthlies, and the dailies, from there onwards, whatever happens next is down to you. From there onwards, you can choose where price goes next, essentially. So you can see we've got the overall bigger picture. We've dropped down to the daily. We've captured that movement, and you can see it from the daily as well. Easy, easy, easy. Breakthrough, rejection, boom. Perfection, pull down to the downside. A very precise entry. Once you go to the 1 hour, guess what I've just noticed? That, or if not, you can do it from there. No matter how you want to do it, it works out pretty well. So if we start putting this together, put 2 and 2 together, why do I draw trend lines like that? Because that's how you draw trend lines for crypto, and it works very differently. You can enter an Ether long as well if you wish, if you want to actually hedge against this. And what I will do for Ether is enter a long position right now on my phone. I'll enter an Ether long right now. Let me just get that up. Again, a lot smaller than the initial position. I'm going to put my stop loss at around 177.30. So I'll just do that now. 177.30. And the take profit's going to be, here's a very simple take profit, understanding this from there. Boom. Now understand, this could push all the way up here to align with that potential rejection. Drag that over there, it could still work out quite nicely. So I'll leave the take profit around 184 whilst leaving the initial position running as well. So let me just enter that now. Boom, we have entered long in that position. Now we've got 2 positions running. So all I'm going to do is I'll post that in the Telegram after. If you want, I can post it now. It's not really a issue, but the Ether long has now gone live as well. So I'm doing that on the live for all of you. I'll post that in the Telegram in a bit. I've got my stop loss at 182 for the short and the take profits at 184. So regardless, if it gets stopped out at 182, I've captured as much of that profit as possible. I've then got the long position running to counteract that, and then I'll go short again. So we'll screenshot that just to make sure you guys have the proof once I drop it in the Telegram, and again just to keep it transparent as possible. So again, I won't always show profits. I'd rather not show profits. I do journal all of my trades, obviously as much as I can. There are times where I'm busy, but guess what? We'll save the journaling for the Wizard platform, because you can do exactly that. I'm sure you've seen the journal now. It's a very good feature. I'm very glad we integrated that feature into the platform. No longer a need to use spreadsheets or anything. It's all there for you in visual format. So Ether long has just been executed, by the way, 0.5% at risk, just so you know that. Just showing you exactly what I'm looking at here for this particular setup. So let's just say we caught the move from around here. We're looking at what, around $170 give or take. Let's just say that's the movement. Raphael, when can we go Amsterdam? We'll go Amsterdam soon. You can journal on the Wizard platform. Yes, you can. There is a journal. I'm surprised you haven't seen it in the video, actually. So I've got a massive journal there, visual graphs, charts, everything. It does the calculations for you. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So here's the overall Ether setup, just to show you the visual perspective of what's going on. So I've just entered a long position here. Looking at around there. Could even push higher to the trend line over there. And that wick is around, oh shit, there. Alright, I forgot where I put the stop loss, but either way, just use that as an approximate guess. It's around there. So understand that we're looking at a simple movement. Yeah, I'll definitely come. Have you been to Smoky Barbers? Of course I've been to Smoky Barbers. It's Tolworth. Smoky Barbers. I know Smoky Barbers well. In fact, the barbershop I used to work at was in Kingston. And then look at this reversal. Boom, rejection up there. So potentially what I could do now is have a very, very profitable day, to be fair with you. Because if this pulls through, I've got this little closeout around there. So let me put this into visual format for you. Where's that gone? There it is, a bit faint. Let's make that stronger. I was a barber for around a year and a half, 2 years. Cammy's, of course I remember Cammy's. Well, Cammy's is top of Broadway. Oh shit, we've got some people from Tolworth in here. That's crazy. That is crazy. I went to Hollyfield. I wonder if any of you lot went to Hollyfield. That's pretty crazy. No one really knows about Tolworth, to be fair. That's mad. Big up goals. Charrington Bowl. Good little location. But looking at this overall, just to show you guys. No, not 2 years ago. I was for 2 years. Let's do this. So here we go. So this is looking to break out as well. Looking pretty solid. Looking pretty solid. In line with BTC. Let me just mark that out. BTC, boom, breaking out. So there you go, you got the closure on the 1 hour. So just watch out for some rejections around $8,250, and we could be seeing some nice movement higher. Now, once we take this over to Ether, boom, moving nicely. So that trade should be in profit shortly. Let me get this open. That trade is, due to the spreads, it's not in profit just yet, but it should be breaking out shortly to move into profit. So that's a pretty good win-win situation. Boom. So potentially when the short gets closed out here, the long will then potentially continue higher, making even more profit when this position's been closed. And then once this has been closed out, I'll simply just enter here again. It may not be a better entry, but it's looking pretty good to me. So you're catching 2 movements or even 3 movements for the price of 1. So it's a win-win situation and it's looking pretty good. So that's the overall bias for Ether as well. And if I go over to the weekly, just so you can see, just putting this into perspective, the overall movement is still looking pretty solid to that as well. So 5-minute 50 EMA, Mr. Crypto Cookies. First of all, no human being or any sane person should be using a moving average on the 5-minute chart. I hope you're just trolling me there, because yeah, please don't do that. You do not need to be looking at the 5-minute chart by any means necessary, especially not a moving average. I don't use moving averages anymore, to be honest with you. They help. There's lessons within the course showing you how to use them and utilize them, but you do not really need moving averages. As you can see, the calls I'm giving you are right in front of your eyes. I'm using nothing but pure price action. I'm not even using candlestick formations and patterns. I'm literally giving you straight up, what do you call it? Just price action here. As simple as that. Only real G's wear Uggs to school. I wore Uggs to sixth form once. I was the only guy wearing Uggs back in the day. I don't care. I'm not afraid to say that. Uggs are sick. I had leather Uggs, snowy day. They came in handy. Where were we? Ether. Boom. Let's just check this quick as well. Just check that rejection over there. Mr. Crypto is 5 years old. You guys are crazy. I think the best part of these lives is just the chat. Just watching how crazy you guys go at each other. Is there a lesson about how to margin trade? Do you know what's funny, guys? In the course, there's actually a video in BitMEX where I show you why you shouldn't use 100 times margin. But because the strategy I've perfected is so good, I actually ended up winning that trade with a sniper entry. It's pretty funny, to be fair. But yeah, I don't recommend it. But I do show you everything. Live trades, analysis, everything. It's all real. It's all raw. It's all in there. Everything you want to see, it's all in there. Again, the technical analysis goes hand in hand with the live margin trades. It's a beautiful, beautiful combination. Of course there is. Juan. Of course there is. Juan squared. Let's go to LTC. I can't believe I just called you Juan scared. Let's go to this. First things first, LTC. Looking like a bit of a mad one. What's going on with LTC? This is why I have a bit of a feeling LTC could be doing some crazy stuff. I actually have a feeling that LTC could potentially fall a lot lower. Although we've got the head and shoulders here again, it's looking perfect. It's looking great. My mouse is lagging on me a bit. Sorry about that. Boom. So as you can see, shoulder, head, shoulder. Another perfect tap. There's all kinds of crazy wick fishing going on. It's looking lovely. It's looking very promising. But the biggest thing to worry about right now, and something to take into consideration, is just this trend line. Although it has been broken to some extent, and yeah, we have technically seen a rejection, I guess you could say there. It has come through and it has been down there. So I would just be a bit careful, because there's a lot of room down to around $50 at least at the bare minimum. So just be cautious of LTC if it does do anything like that, because it genuinely could do a madness. But you got the 61.8 in the zone as well. So overall, the confluences are aligning beautifully. But watch out for the 78.6. If it taps there, then by all means necessary, we can jump in. So putting that into theory, if you do consider that a retest, which technically it could be, we can drop down a little bit further to the 4 hour and see what's going on, and understand that, again, just how we've got the same ether movement, LTC's also got that counter trend there as well that's broken. So all I would do is a very simple Fibonacci on top of that, just to make things clean. You've got $58, around 57.9 approximately, and then you've got the 59 region up there as well. So LTC, if you want to catch a little short-term long, you can look to do so, but I'm not really fond of LTC's price action right now, so it's looking a bit dead. It's not really exciting me. XRP, by all means necessary, beautiful, looking okay. Ether, let's see what's going on with this little devil. Loads of wick fishing, it's okay. I'm not really too fussed. Let that do what it needs to do. George, 720 double tap. Why? No scopes. You guys know. You guys know. But that's the thing. Everyone knows about Call of Duty from like MW2. The best days were the COD War days. Modern Warfare. You cannot beat the Modern Warfare days. MW2 was good, but nothing can beat COD 4. Ever, ever, ever. I think I racked up 70 days on the PS3 version of COD 4. So that wasn't good. That was not good for my life at all. My parents weren't very happy with that. But I was 10th prestige, so it was worth every second. And then I got it on Xbox and done the same thing for like 30 days. So that was fun. It was worth it. Golden gun, every single gun. I used to make montages. That's how I learned to edit. Anyway, where were we? So we've got some wick fishing on ether. Very nice. Nice over there. Nice little body close over here as well. How's the 600 LT? It's banging. It's banging. I haven't driven it in a while, to be fair. Loads of work on the platform right now. There's no time for fun and games. There's no time to be enjoying life. No time for that right now. Got to get the work done. Got to provide for you guys first before I worry about enjoying myself. That's not important right now. Cars come and go. Materialistic items come and go. Do not care at all. Now you can proceed on Battle of Wizards. Exactly. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Battle of Wizards. I want you guys running home from school, running home from college, wherever you are, work. Just quit. We'll just do Battle of Wizards. We'll just play full time. Get sweaty. Bang it out. Do that. That'll be good. All right, 4 hour. Let's just check how this is looking. Bit of wick fishing. Again, because of the large wicks over here, just be careful. You could be seeing some similar movements over here. But overall, the wicks over here are accumulating quite nicely. So just be careful. It's looking pretty good. But guys, all in all, before we actually finish this up, is there any questions you want to ask me? It can be about anything whatsoever. I will answer the ones that are obviously suitable before we disappear. And I get cracking, because I've got some work to do on this platform. I've got some work to do on some content. I'm working on some crazy stuff for you guys for the team right now. So yeah, let me know. What do you guys want? Bring up the 5-minute EA. Do you know what, Mr. Cookies? Just for you, mate. We are going to get up this moving average, because I'm very curious to see what you are on about. Oh wait, I'm adding the symbol, my bad. Indicators, moving average, let's see what we got over here. What is it? What moving average you want? 50 EMA. A bit confused why any human being would want to use a 50 EMA on a 5-minute, but let's check. I presume we're applying this to the close. Whilst you guys are asking me questions as well. Again, just fire away, get the questions going. How much money does one need to get started trading? That's a good question, and I'll answer that question very easily. The reason everyone asks me what's the best, how much do we need to get started? Well, first of all, it's down to yourselves. That is absolutely down to yourselves. How much you want to put into money. You shouldn't be thinking about money in the beginning when it comes to trading. You should be thinking about how you're going to acquire that consistent profitability, how you're going to acquire that consistent winning streak, how you're actually going to become a good trader. Because remember, the more consistent you come with trading, and as you can probably see from the calls I've been giving, the more you can start trading like that, then the easier it is to actually start profiting with a bigger account. Then you can actually start working to either grow an account, or you can work in your workplace to save money and put in a much larger deposit. That should never be the goal. How much you should start with should always be dependent on yourself, what you're comfortable with, what your current situation is. Do you have a lot of outgoings? Do you have debts? Do you have a savings pot aside just in case things go wrong? You need to understand that how much you want to put in is down to yourselves. It's down to your own situation. If you can save $5 a month spare, then by all means necessary, you can risk $5 in one account if you can do that. But if you've got outgoings going up to your shoulders and you're struggling month by month, it wouldn't be a good idea to put life savings into an account, especially in the beginning. You should always be thinking about what you can afford to lose. Essentially, what you can put into an account. If you could go into a casino and blow that money straight away without being mentally affected and without ruining your life, then you should look at it that way. And the only difference is with a casino is there's no real thought process behind it. Even though there are certain calculated methods, the majority of gambling is gambling. It's just speculation and guessing. But at least with trading, there's an art form to it. There's an element of intelligence and calculation. So whatever basically you put into an account is something you have to be willing to lose forever. It has to be something you can lose and go to bed at night easily. So I want to have a look at this 50 EMA first of all. It's getting me excited. What are we looking at here? Very nice. So, okay, very nice. It acts as a nice level of support and resistance, but what are we meant to gain from this? What's the goal here? Are we meant to start scalping? I mean, it's nice, head and shoulders, very good. 5 minute, we can get a nice long opportunity. We can catch around 50 cents off this movement if we're fortunate. That'd be great. Nice little 50-cent movement over there. But yeah, I used to use moving averages a lot, but for me now, this just causes more confliction personally, I think. Yeah, no worries, Eric, no worries. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, crypto cookies. I rate it. I see what you mean. I know what you're saying. I just think it's not necessary. Like personally, when it comes to trading, I don't think it's needed. Like again, this just for me causes confusion. Like although it does help technically with short opportunities, it's never really needed. So again, scalping's fun. Scalping's easy. I'll show you guys how to scalp if need be. There's parts in the course which shows you how to scalp. I'll show you. This is the thing as well. Everyone keeps asking, is it a day trading course? Is it a scalping course? Is it everything? It's a live course. It's absolutely everything. It's designed to show you how to invest. It's designed to show you how to scalp. It's designed to show you how to do everything. Overall longevity. It's designed to show you everything. So fire away those questions, guys. What else you got for me? We'll finish this in around 8 minutes. We'll finish this at 10:30. So we've got around 8 minutes left. Fill up the questions. Let's know what you guys have got to say. Again, nice closure. I'm liking this region. Lovely little region of interest over there. I might put my stop loss below that actually. But then again, actually, yeah, we could do that. It's a pretty good movement. Take an extra like 0.1% risk by just dragging it a bit lower. It's not really an issue. Would love a podcast with Dylan Sharma and the rest of the team. I could get that sorted. We'll get Dylan Sharma's professionalism involved in it as well. Have a little talk about his life, his upcoming. We're gonna have everything. If you guys want that, we can probably get that sorted. So let's just use that as an example. If you were to put that below that region there, it's not too bad. It's still a pretty high risk to reward, to be fair, for a second trade. Right, just reading some of these comments. Did you coin the term wick fishing? Yes, I did. Obviously, stop hunting, it's essentially just stop hunting, but wick fishing was something I came up with. Let's read these comments. Will the Wizard platform, will I need any other books or reference material at all? No. No, you won't. There's 9 books on the platform already. And altogether, the books that have been written, it's over 55,000 words that I've actually written within those books. So you guys will be sorted. What else we got? Yeah, 55,000 words, a lot of words thinking about it. You guys are fine. It literally covers everything from A to Z, like absolutely everything. Oh, we've got Mr. Sean Smith in the building, Mr. Edamame. Welcome back. Can we have a meet at some point? There will be Wizard meetups galore once we go live as well. The community will be getting together in many different ways, shapes and forms in the future. Do not worry about that. No worries, sir. You have a good night as well. Mr. Bean. Is CBFX Lil Snoop to you? Yeah, that's funny. I think I actually called him Lil Snoop before. He is essentially my Lil Snoop. That means no one touch him. Will we see a wick fish to $150 on BTC? I mean, we might do. Who might? I mean, if it happens, it happens. In the beginning of the year, I did consider what do you call it? I did consider around $1,000, $2,000, but obviously when we started breaking through 10k, we had to eradicate the whole idea. So, is my girlfriend Cypriot? No, she's English. I'm the only Turkish Cypriot in that relationship. Podcast with my girlfriend? No. I don't know what that'll benefit anyone for. Got 4 minutes left, guys. 4 minutes left. Can we expect the unexpected because institutions will want to boon from 5,000 to 6,000? I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. It's still in the open. Ronald, I completely got the wrong end of the stick there. Please can I be pleasured and have a wonderful end to the year. Might want to reword that one, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Merhaba, Mustafa. I just heard you scratching your beard, that's mad. Big up Emre Biggs. Adamsın. Not bad. Will I offer a wet shave to the first person to achieve Grandmaster Wizard? Maybe. We could have like a Turkish bath together or something if you want. It's up to you. Adder. A lot of people asking about Adder. I don't know if there's some kind of like Adder gang attacking me right now, shilling the coin, but I haven't really looked into all these coins too much. It's cool. It's all good, but I just stick to a very select few. I stick to what I know, what I care about, and what I see value in. I'm not saying there's no value in Adder, but I just know that the ones that I hold I'm pretty happy with. Even Neo was a good example. You've got all of this stuff going on with China. They call it the Chinese Ethereum. It's essentially a no-brainer to be holding that. So Hope Station, if you have to actually ask that many times what my thoughts are on Adder, it's probably in your best interest to research it and not actually hold it. Luke A. I want to know where Luke's from. Luke A, DM me on Instagram. I want to know where you're from. Thomas Gilbert, I can't wait for you to see the platform. You've been there since day one, and I cannot wait for you to see it. Crazy stuff. I promised you since the beginning, Tom, that it would be good. So you're going to get to see a lot of crazy stuff. Let's see what this is doing still. Got 2 minutes left, people. Where's Mr. Crypto Cookies? 50 EMA when you need it, because I could do with that right now. why are you not looking on alt versus BTC pairs? To be honest with you, I've always just found the USD pairings better. I know the BTC pairings can sometimes have a bit more liquidity, but I just prefer to use the USD pairings. It's easier for you guys as well. Instead of me saying BTC or saying XRP is going to go to 0.00000074, but then we're going to look for a rejection of 0.3333339. I'd rather just say we're going to $3 or we're going to $2 instead of giving you 17 decimal places. It's just easier. And again, the majority of the world works off the USD pairings. So, did you done stress test on platform? Yes. Yes, sir. What's the worst coin you've ever invested in when it first started? Do you know what it's called? It's called, it was not first started, but it was just something I threw some money to for the sake of it. It was called Human IQ or Human Q or something. Again, I went against my own bias in that one. It was one of them companies that promised all kinds of crazy stuff. They're going to revolutionize third world countries, banking, all of that rubbish. And I made some money off the ICO and that thing dumped. That was on the Bitrex days. I was using Bitrex for that one. And then made a bit of money flipping that. And then Human IQ went bust. TARS as well. There was a fund called TARS. That was in 2017 as well. I even just put some money into them for the sake of it. There was so much money being made in 2017. I was like, why not? Just put some stuff into other things as well. BitConnect, RIP BitConnect. I hope we do get to see that again one day. I was a big fan of Carlos Matos, whatever his name was. I don't know how he got away with everything he did, but I think he was just such a meme and so funny that people were like, forget it, let's just not arrest this guy. Right, any final questions? Because we are cutting this short now. Any thoughts on Golem GNT since you're a rendering madman? Golem is a Mazza. Golem is sick. I will always hold Golem because Golem is incredibly valuable in my opinion, because I understand the value of rendering. I understand the value of CPU, GPU. I understand the value of actually rendering an item. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wick fishing. Oh, beautiful spot of wick fishing on this Monday evening. Very, very nice. So essentially, if I go to the, what was it, the 1 hour? Wait a minute, what's going on here? What time frame were we using? Or was it BTC we were looking at? Oh, it's BTC. Okay, so here's a good example. Boom, broken through, rejection, not too bad. Should be holding quite nicely. It's rejecting that region as well. Could even whip up a little intraday fib on that just for the sake of it as well. So you can see 61.8, might see some wick fishing down there, pushing down to around 8,200. You and Sebastian Dub track date. 100%, me and Sebastian Dub have said many times, once I'm actually free and once I have finished the platform and all of the exciting things coming forward, me and Sebastian are definitely going to bring the 600 LTs onto the track and rip it up, because I don't really care about driving on a track. That'd be sick. So we'll definitely get that done as well one day in the near future. But guys, that is it. Just checking if there's any more questions. If not, I'm cutting this off. This will be available to view as well. Do not worry. We've got some very valuable lessons and analysis in here as well. So please make sure you've paid attention. If not, please make sure you're going to rewatch this in the future so you can see everything that's going on, because I need you guys up to date with what I'm doing. I'll post that Telegram snapshot in a bit as well, just showing you absolutely everything, and it'll be good. Right, final goodbyes. Anything else, people? If not, we are off. Cool. Everyone good? Everyone happy? Good, good, good. Well, guys, have a good evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is the final live, I believe, before the Wizard platform launch. So it's been a good one. It's been a valuable one. And I hope to see you all very soon in the Telegram as well, and of course on Twitter. So again, any messages, anything you want, please tweet. Let me know how you thought, how you found this all, and I'll be getting back to all of you shortly. So guys, have a good night. See you soon.